This just in, breaking news. Our top story tonight, Dan Bilzerian, Tom Dwan, and Bobby Baldwin spotted playing high stakes at Aria Hotel and Casino. Next up, baffling decision from Party Poker as they sign retired recreational player Fedor Holz. This week I'll be making my Poker After Dark debut on Rumble with Jungle Week. This notable lineup includes Jason Kuhn and Isaac Haxton. Devastating week for Phil Hellmuth as he finishes in second place at WPTLA. This guy's really got to work on his heads-up game. And finally tonight, William Kassouf takes a page out of the Sean D playbook with this slow roll on Live with the Bike. All of this and more tonight on Poker News. First up tonight, let's talk about Fedor Holz joining Party Poker. Now, it's no secret that it's been a rough couple of years for poker stars. They've had a lot of bad publicity, a lot of kind of sketchy moves, we've talked about them here on the channel, and overall the brand is hurting. This makes it ripe for someone like 888 or Party Poker, or really any of these other large sites to step up to the plate and grab some of that market share. So this move makes some sense on that aspect for Party to try and grow the brand by bringing in a great poker player and good brand ambassador, Fedor Holz. Here's my problem with the play. Fedor only really plays poker, 4, 5, 6 times a year, as discussed right here in a podcast that we did. So is it really the best decision to have someone not playing that frequently and only going to stops with high roller events to promote the brand? Sure, it might help you, and obviously we don't know the structure of the deal, but I feel there needs to be more focus put on some of these new frontiers for poker. Places like YouTube, places like Twitch, finding good quality content in those spaces can offer many more views and help grow the brand. Overall, do I think this is a good deal for Party Poker? Tough to say without knowing the exact specifics of the deal, but it's safe to say this is a solid step in the right direction. By bringing on people like Fedor that are known in the community for being successful poker players and smart people, it helps grow and build the integrity of the Party Poker brand. I'm interested to see where they go from here, who else might be lurking in the shadows to kind of come out and join the team, and I'm sure we'll be following up more right here on the channel. Next up, a devastating finish for Phil Hellmuth as he does not manage to close out WPT-LA. Now, obviously, I'm joking around a little bit because he did win over $360,000. The guy's putting together a nice little run lately, but still didn't manage to close it out, an event that he has not won since 1988, which happens to also be the year I was born. I've got to say, between King of the Hill and WPT-LA, we've seen a lot of vintage Phil Hellmuth moments over the last couple of weeks. This includes the following hand happening deep in this tournament. Art Papazian raised to 130,000 middle position, and Hellmuth 3-bet to 250,000 on the button. A very small 3-bet, wouldn't generally recommend this. Back to Papazian, he moved all in, and Hellmuth covered. Hellmuth folded pocket queens face up, and Papazian showed the 4 of diamonds, which means Hellmuth was definitely way ahead. Hellmuth jumped out of his seat and began ranting once again, saying things like, "What are you doing? Did you really think I re-raised you with nothing? What the fuck is going on here? This is the craziest shit I've ever seen." Hellmuth was up with 1.6 million after folding the queens, good for 27 bigs, and he managed to take that and turn it into a second place finish. Look, here's the thing about Phil Hellmuth. There's no doubt he sometimes makes mistakes from a mathematical side of play. I mean, folding queens here for that amount of blinds is ridiculous, and then when you figure that your opponent also is certainly capable of bluffing you, it gets to be absolutely terrible. However, he does seem to run deep in these tournaments a disproportionate amount. It's safe to say that his live reads in general are on point, or else it's hard to imagine how he would have such consistent results. So I guess what I'm saying, guys, is white magic is real. Now, I'd still recommend to you guys at home, play your game based around ranges, try and develop some reads if you can to expand your game and get it a little bit better, but don't fold queens when you get 4-bet jammed on for something like 30 big blinds. Let's talk about our top story tonight. Dan Bilzerian, Tom Dwan, and Bobby Baldwin spotted all playing at Aria Hotel and Casino. Now, we learned about this by JRB, Jean-Robert Boulan, tweeting out, "It's always a blast when Dan Bilzerian stops by at Aria Poker." He also included this picture of all 3 of them playing in Ivy's room. Now, for those of you who don't know what Ivy's room is, it's the high stakes room at Aria. Most of the bigger rooms in Las Vegas, if you start to play really high stakes, they have special tables in the back that are a bit more private for the high stakes crowd. There are several storylines to discuss here, but first off, let's talk about Tom Dwan. It's good to see him here in Las Vegas playing poker. I think everyone wants to see more Tom Dwan at Poker After Dark, and if he's in Vegas, that looks like it's going to be a reality. Also good to see Dan Bilzerian playing some poker. You know, we always hear he's this high-stakes poker player, but we don't actually see him play poker too much. So anytime we get a brief glimpse of Dan Bilzerian playing poker, that's always good to see. It's also good to see Bobby Baldwin back at the table. For those of you that didn't hear about this, he had a bad spill about a month and a half ago where he fell down some stairs and broke several bones. Good to see him back at the table, looking fairly healthy and ready to play some cards. All in all, it's good to see high-stakes poker going down in Las Vegas with some of our favorite pros. And with Poker After Dark now in Las Vegas, we can all hope that that means we're going to see some high-stakes action on stream. Speaking of Poker After Dark, I'll be making my debut on the show, which makes sense because I am actually in the intro just for a brief second there. There are a few other pros who will be making their debut as well, such as Daniel Cates and Isaac Haxton. Now, let's talk about what's actually going to be played. Tuesday is going to be a $50,000 winner-take-all sit-and-go, and Wednesday and Thursday are going to be high-stakes cash games at $300, $600. Now, this lineup isn't exactly great. In fact, I was hoping for a much better lineup to play in if I was going to be on the show. This is basically Reg Central, and while some regs are better than others, it's certainly going to be a battle. While this is definitely fun for the viewers at home to watch these high-stakes pros duke it out, I have to wonder if this is a long-term sustainable situation. In general, when you play stakes this high, you're going to have to sell some action. And when it's all pros, it can be tough to do so. In fact, I imagine some of these pros, if they knew what the lineup would be, wouldn't have played to begin with. So it's kind of a tough situation for everyone. To be honest, I'm just thrilled to be on the show. I wasn't invited for the first couple of weeks, but now I am officially going to be on there. So I'll be on all this week, Tuesday through Thursday, playing some high-stakes poker. Also in the last week, it's been a little bit of a busy cycle here. Will Kassouf slow rolled at Live at the Bike. Now, the stakes aren't exactly the highest, but the slow roll was pretty solid. Let's roll the clip from Live at the Bike.
The only way he can win this pot is by raising me. Oh my day! Oh, what has he done?
Like a boss.
Like a boss, I love it.
More than you can handle, buddy.
Wow. And is there a time limit on how long you can take to slow roll?
I say he folds in 5 seconds.
You fold by?
He folds in 5.
One.
Call now?
No,
Fuck it, I'll
it's
call. Call. What you got? I'll call. I want to see your hand. I'll call.
Sure.
I'll call.
Can I slow roll?
I'll call, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, you can
Do
slow
it, do it, please. Do it.
Do it, please.
Do it.
Oh my days. Can I, wait, can I slow roll him back?
We could
Hang on, wait.
Pretty
Take your hand.
awesome.
What you have? You had 2 pair? Or you have 2
It's a
eights?
full house.
I have 4 pairs.
Say, what do I need to win? What do I need to win?
I need a 6.
I need
6 and a 6 only.
6. Which 6 do I need? 6 of
You need
spades.
six of-
So I
six
need
of spades.
I need a black one with that suit.
I
spades.
folded the 6
Show me your hand. I
spades.
called. Show me your hand.
I folded the
What's he
6
got?
of spades.
He's got 8s full.
8's full.
Wait, we're gonna make magic, Brian. You see? In England, we make this kind of magic. Show him. No, you show him. Wait, you slow roll. I don't want to show him. Who wants to? Who wants to? Slow roll him. Slow roll him. Oh! Yes! Yes! No! No! Oh no! Not the 6 of spades. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Honestly, with the amount of talking going on and you have the pocket eights there, you really can't feel too good, especially when it's William Kassouf. You know this guy's capable of anything. I think it's great to see Kassouf mixing it up and getting into some live streams. While the stakes might be a bit low, it's always entertaining to see Kassouf at the table. And one of my favorite things about Kassouf, he's not afraid to make people happy or sad or angry. He just does his thing. And that's polarizing. There are a lot of people that don't like Kassouf. There are a lot of people that do like Kassouf. Actually, let me know in the comments what you guys think right here on this video. While Kassouf can be a bit annoying at times, it's much better for poker to have personalities. And I think this might be something that's being lost on the younger generation of poker players. You know, when I was coming up in the game, and I think I speak for most of my generation of players, it was about math, it was about edges, it was about creating, a long-term sample of winning where you have edge, and it was all based around math, not really as much entertainment and personality. That's something that the older school guys have in spades. There are people that honestly love to see Mike the Mouth Mattisau or Phil Hellmuth at the table talking and making it fun for the viewer. I think we need more people to embrace that are coming up in poker nowadays. People need to be more all right with joking around a bit and having some fun and not tanking every hand. Let's try and make the game enjoyable to watch and fun to be around, and I think Kassouf does that for sure. Finally tonight, in news that won't surprise much of anyone, PokerStars did something kind of shady in my opinion a couple of weeks ago. They decided to change the rake from being clearly displayed in the lobby as, let's say, $200 plus 15 to only showing the total buy-in and then putting the rake in the fine print afterwards. There were a couple of problems with this. For starters, most people aren't even going to go in there and know what the rake is going to end up being, and so players can end up paying very unfair rake. Additionally, now if they up the rake, it might be hard to catch because every tournament you have to go into the description, go into the lobby, and then scroll down and try and see what the information is to know what the rake is. Now if they increase it, it'll be a lot tougher for people to know, and people will be less angry. They're essentially trying to hide what the rake is to some extent, in my opinion. Moves like this just make me sort of sad. Whatever happened to treating poker players like a community? What happened to looking out for the people trying to play poker and move up in stakes? What happened to being the good guys in the world of poker? It wasn't many years ago that we saw stars as the shining beacon of light. Now it's just moves like this, spin and goes, and I guess chess or some bullshit. You guys keep asking me for chess videos. I'm not doing a video on chess. I'm not doing it. I have too much journalistic integrity to do a video on motherfucking chess. Stop asking me. I want to thank all you guys for stopping by and joining me for the news today. And also as a quick reminder, at 12 o'clock, I'm going to be joining Joe Ingram for a podcast over on his channel. So if you guys want to check that out, you can do so over at Joe Ingram 1 here on YouTube. See you there.